But yeah, it was just, I was surprised. I guess the last I heard, Mr. Wetzelberger was told that it may have fallen down an elevator shaft. Can you verify that?
I told him that it might have been a possibility, but...
Now, everyone knows, or should know, that they are entitled to receive their mortgage note back once the underlying purported obligation is paid off. It says so right there on the note. But that never happens because the banks are too busy flipping your note amongst the investors in one great big Ponzi scheme, while judges like Mickey Norman protect the whole setup. Now read more about it here and just do some research on your own. Now these notes are worth money in this economy.
Oh, everybody's notes are functional money in this economy. There's no gold or silver backing our dollars.
And by law, you're entitled to that value. You want to see a case about that? Well, here you are. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into the things I've seen involving this judge, but suffice it to say that I heard him lie and contradict Judge of the Year Alan Wilner when referencing mortgage reform at a time when he miraculously was assigned to a case involving Todd Wetzelberger after opposing counsel sent him a courtesy copy of a pending motion before he was even assigned to the case.
How did this lawyer convince this judge
Now, in this instance, where Todd Wetzelberger sued in Detinue for the return of the note and has defaulted some of the defendants for not answering, we have more lost files and documents. Now, I verified that he was told that the file might actually be lost in an elevator shaft. Now, I might grant some kind of credibility to that, were it not for the fact that I came to investigate a lost filing last year in a different case involving Mr. Wetzelberger and Mickey Norman, where the court lost my notice of media coverage twice. And then Judge Norman proceeded to threaten me with criminal contempt if I dared to record anything in that courtroom. Now, whatever, he didn't take away my right to say what happened, so here it is, there you go. Now, in these phone calls today, I traced the lost file in this current case to see how it too miraculously wound up with Judge Norman. And then I catch up with Judge Norman's chambers and wait on the phone for 4 minutes, and I'm told that the hot potato was sent back down to the clerk so they can help further protect the dirty lawyers involved and avoid granting the final judgments that are clearly owed to Mr. Wetzelberger so he can start collecting, on the obligation. Now, keep in mind, we're dealing with the disbarred attorneys here, who Mr. Wetzelberger is suing, the law firm McFadden Friedman. Now, Norman has no finance background, by the way. He was simply a state trooper or whatever, so why is he getting these cases? You know why.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Civil Department. This is Josh. How may I serve you?
Hi, sir. My name is Christopher King. I'm calling with Mortgage Movies, and I'm calling about a lost case file. And I will inform that the call is being recorded for accuracy, and I understand there's a lost case file. Is there someone there by the name of Brad that I could speak with? I believe I was told that Brad knows.
We have a circuit court clerk whose name is Brad. Let me transfer you over there. Hold on for 1 second. Court clerk.
Hello, is this Brad?
I'm sorry?
Hello, is this Brad?
Yes, hi. You want to speak to Brad?
I would like to if he's available.
1 second.
Thanks.
Can I see you calling?
Yes, it's Christopher King with Mortgage Movies.
1 second. Good afternoon, Brad speaking.
Hi, Brad. This is Christopher King with Mortgage Movies. How are you?
With who?
Mortgage Movies.
Okay.
And the court's familiar with me. They're always in my website. I have a tracker on that. And I filed a notice of media appearance. A notice
Am
of...
I on speakerphone?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I'm getting to that. You are on speakerphone. And I previously...
Is it possible to not be on speakerphone?
Well, actually...
It's very hard to hear.
I know. I'm going to bring it closer here. Actually, no, because the call is being recorded for quality assurance. And now...
For what purpose?
Okay, I'm getting there. Two things. As the court is familiar with me, I have filed a notice of media coverage on a couple of occasions in the cases involving Mickey Norman and Todd Wetzelberger and Thomas P. Dorr prior to his suspension. And my notices of media coverage were lost. And now Mr. Wetzelberger informs me that a case he's filed against Mark Howard Friedman case number 03 Civil 13 9963.
We found the file. Judge Norman has it.
Okay, so when did that happen? Did it happen today?
Yes, it did.
Okay, that's terrific, because I was getting, a little bit alarmed, because I know it's a rare occurrence.
I called Mr. Wenzelberger back with his work number because his other number wasn't working again, and told him that the file was found. It's with Judge Norman's chambers, and Judge Norman is the one that's going to be proceeding all the orders and paperwork for that file.
Right.
Because I think there's an order in effect either now or prior that states that. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
No, that's fine, and I understand. It's just, Judge Norman, again, on prior occasion, I had filed 2 notices of media coverage, and those were lost, and then came to court, and Judge Norman threatened me with criminal contempt if I recorded anything in court. And, that's a bit steep, man. I was a practicing attorney for years. I've been a journalist for years, and that, I thought that was a bit steep, and I have some serious concerns about Judge Norman, as I vocally said online. So I'll discuss this further as the case goes on, but I was surprised. I guess the last I heard, Mr. Wetzelberger was told that it may have fallen down an elevator shaft. Can you verify that?
I told him that it might have been a possibility, but it never happened.
Okay. Do we know where the file was?
Well, what happened was the file went up to Judge Enzer, and then the law clerk gave it to Judge Norman because he saw that Judge Norman had previous handling with the file, and then Judge Norman said he would take care of it. We were unaware that the file was given to Judge Norman, and that's why we had problems locating it.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting with Judge Norman. I think a while back in the last hearing where I was threatened with arrest, he told some of the plaintiffs in that case it was a foreclosure case, and Mr. Wetzelberger was ruled to be a vexatious litigant in a manner that I deemed completely unfair and unconstitutional. But in any event, at that point, they were told to produce figures and all kinds of input as to what their damages were, so that there could be a hearing on that, and that never happened. That was last April. So if that's going to happen in that case, I would certainly like to put my notice in that I'd like to be covering that as well. But now, you're saying that Judge Norman had prior experience on this particular case?
I have no clue, sir.
Well, no, just a minute ago I thought you said that Judge Enzer had it, but then it went.
The law clerk has, from what I was told, saw that Judge Norman had prior handling with it or something. I don't know for sure.
Right. Now, I'm not trying to put you in a corner. I'm just trying to find out what happened. Because Judge Norman, I didn't know that he had anything to do with this case.
Well,
but
you can call his chambers and talk to his law clerk.
Okay. Terrific. Yeah, I'm very concerned about Judge Norman because I don't think he had any prior experience on this case. I know he did on the last case, and I don't think he ruled fairly. So, and then the case comes back to him now. And what was interesting in the last case was that Mr. Wetzelberger had filed a motion. There was a lot of motion pleadings going back and forth, but then the defendants, Judge Norman appeared on the case miraculously after the defendants had served a courtesy copy to him directly before he was even on the case. And the next thing you know, he's on the case. So, we had our suspicions there, as you can imagine.
I don't know.
Okay.
Honestly, I know nothing about the case at all.
I understand.
All I know is that I had a customer call me, Mr.
Wetzelberger.
Wenzelberger. He was trying to figure out what happened with his pleadings, and we couldn't find the file. And we found the file. I notified the plaintiff, Mr. Wenzelberger, and that's all my involvement.
I got you.
I know nothing about the case.
I got you. We're clear. Okay. Hey, Brad, thank you for your time, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
And bye. Isn't that special? Judge Norman should happen upon Mr. Wetzelberger's filings again. I want to get the number to his chambers.
Good afternoon, Judge Norman, chambers.
Good afternoon. This is Christopher King with Mortgage Movies. How are you?
Mr. King, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm all right. Listen, I'm calling. By the way, the call is being recorded for accuracy's sake here. I'm calling regarding a case file that was misplaced, and I don't know why. It apparently.
Sorry, is this call being recorded?
Yes, it is.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm just calling regarding a case that the file was missing for some time, and I understand that Judge Norman has it now, and I'm just calling to verify that. It's a case involving.
Mr. King, can I have the case number and name, please?
Yeah, it's Wetzelberger versus Mark Howard Friedman, and those guys. The case number is 036139996.
I'm sorry, your phone broke up. 03, I believe it's C13?
Correct. 9963.
9963. And how can I help you with this file?
I beg your pardon?
And your question regarding this file is?
Well, I know it was lost for some time. Mr. Wetzelberger notified me, and I just spoke with, I tried to reach somebody up with Judge Enzor, who had the file previously, and then I talked to Brad, and Brad told me that there was a possibility that the file had been lost in an elevator shaft. And so I'm just trying to figure out what's going on and how Judge Norman got it, because, see, I was present back in April, and I had sent in media notices of media coverage that were also lost. And then when I got to another hearing with Judge Norman, with Todd Wetzelberger, I was threatened with criminal arrest if I tape recorded in the courtroom that day, which I thought was pretty harsh. You know, I'm a former assistant state attorney, I'm a journalist, and the whole atmosphere just kind of creeped me out. So I'm just wondering now how we arrive at this point where Judge Norman has another one of Mr. Wetzelberger's cases.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't understand your question. You're calling in regards to C139963. Are you asking as to where the file is currently?
Yes, I'm trying to verify that Judge Norman has it. And if so...
Okay, sir, I'm going to place you on hold so I can look for the file. And can you take it disconnecting your number, please?
Yes, 617 543 8085.
8085. And I'm sorry, sir. Again, your name is?
Christopher King.
Christopher King. Is it K?
King, K-I-N-G.
I'm sorry, King. Excuse me.
No problem.
Are you Mr. Wetzelberger's attorney?
No, I'm not. I'm a journalist.
You're a journalist.
Correct.
Okay, Mr. King, if you don't mind, I'll place you on hold for a second. I'm going to see if I can find the file for you.
Terrific, thank you.
Thank you.
Isn't it amazing how Judge Norman can have this file?
Hello, Mr. King?
Yes.
I apologize for keeping you on hold for so long. According to my records, it looks like the file C139963 has been transferred back down to the clerk's office.
Okay.
Okay?
Terrific. I'll follow up on it from there. And that happened today?
I'm sorry?
That happened today?
That happened today, yes, sir.
I'll follow up on that with the clerk. What's the direct line for the clerk?
I'm sorry, the direct line to the clerk?
Correct.
I'm sorry, the phone is very fuzzy. I don't know
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, the direct line for the clerk.
The direct line would be 410
Yes.
887
Yes.
2697.
Terrific. Thank you.
Are there any questions I can help for you, sir?
That clarifies it all. I appreciate your help.
All right, take care.
Bye. Fascinating.